All right, we back. Welcome back to Hoops Hub. Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we're going to be giving our playoff predictions as the playoffs start tomorrow. A much awaited, man. We got to get this done with because the playoffs, like I said, start tomorrow. Final playing games are today. I am so hyped. Like, this is one of the most, exciting playoffs I think that we're going to have. And I think it's going to be a great playoffs. I'm excited to give my predictions. Let's get right into it, man. Leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. Go watch the last video we uploaded if you have not already. Click off this video, go watch that video, and then come back to this. I played Podal. It was really fun. We did pretty well on it, so go watch that video and go watch the other 4 videos or 3 other videos on this channel. This is a new channel. We're trying to build this up, so yeah, show as much love as you guys can. Let's get right into it. So let's start off with the Western Conference. Number 1 Phoenix against winner of New Orleans and LA Clippers. I got Phoenix, but the amount of games is going to be tricky because I don't know if the Clippers win. I don't know if Kawhi is going to be playing in this round at all, because I'm pretty sure he has been cleared for 5-on-5 practices, but I do not know if he's going to be coming back or if he's just going to be sitting, out the entire season. I'm sure if the Clippers do have a chance to win, he might be back, but I'm going to just assume and go into the series with the mindset that he's not going to play. So I'm going to go Phoenix in 5. I think New Orleans and LA are good enough to steal one game because New Orleans is very talented. LA is very gritty. It sucks that Paul George cannot play tonight. I was really hoping to see him play. I wanted LA to win. That was my pick, but they might still win. If there's any team that can win without their best players, it is LA because not LA, the Clippers. I don't want to say LA. The Lakers are not a team that can win without their best players. These guys are polar opposites. But yeah, I think the Clippers do have still a good shot at winning this because they've been gritty all season. But I still have Phoenix in 5. I think Phoenix, rightfully so, is the favorite to win the whole thing this year. Then we got Dallas and Utah 4-5 matchup. This is so tough for me. Mavericks fans, if Luka Doncic was healthy, I would have picked y'all in like 5 or 6. But I got to go with the Jazz because Luka's out for game 1. Is probably going to be out for game 2. I'm going to go with Jazz in 7. I'm not a believer in the Jazz. I don't like the Jazz. It even hurts me to pick the Jazz in this series because I do want them to lose. Not because I'm like a Jazz hater, but like I just want to see them split up that Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert duo. It just seems so redundant. We've seen it, fail so many times in the playoffs. It's like, how many times are you going to run into that wall? And I think after this year, you're going to see either Donovan Mitchell request a trade or the Jazz trying to trade Rudy Gobert to another team. One of them is going to be gone after this season, in my opinion. But I think they will win the first round matchup because Luka Doncic is out for game 1 and most likely game 2. I still don't know why he played in that last regular season game. Everyone was resting. Like, every other team was resting. I understand you guys wanted to lock up the 3 seed or wanted to have a chance to lock up the 3 seed, but you needed the Warriors to lose to the Pelicans for you to do that. It just wasn't worth it for me. The Warriors had already a really good chance of getting the 3 seed anyway. And playing Utah in the first round is not a bad matchup for you. Like, it's probably easy. I would say it's easier than playing Denver because although Denver's supporting cast is not the best, they have an MVP on their team. So I that was a very questionable decision for me. Someone is going to get fired. If the Mavs lose this series, someone in the medical department, someone has to get fired for that because there's no way Luka Doncic should have played that game, in my opinion. And it sucks. We're probably not going to see him for the first 2 games of the series. Moving on to the 3-6 matchup, we have Golden State and Denver. Now, I do think if Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray were healthy, I would probably pick the Nuggets here because I just love this team. I love Jokic. He's probably the MVP. No, he's for sure the MVP, even based on votes and all that so far, what we've seen. But I think Golden State will win this in 6 games. I think, we haven't really seen their big 3 healthy so far, but I think, they're championship proven, that core. The coach is championship proven. And I think they will take care of business against a Denver Nugget team that is outside of Jokic. I don't really know who you're going to rely on to be that second option. Probably either Will Barton or Aaron Gordon. But I don't think that's going to cut it in a playoff series against a team like the Warriors. But yeah, so I have the Warriors in 6 in that matchup. Then we got to move on to Memphis and Minnesota. Now a lot has been made about this matchup. You got Ja and Ant, 2 high flyers, electrifying athletes. And then you got Cat, you got Jaren, you got Bev, you got Desmond Bane, Brooks. I think this is going to be a really fun series to watch. But having said that, I'm probably going to go Grizzlies in 5 or 6. It's kind of still a struggle to me as to which one I want to pick. I do want to respect Minnesota, and I would not be shocked if Minnesota comes out and actually even takes this to a 7-game series. But I think the Grizzlies are just, I think the Grizzlies have been disrespected a little bit by a lot of people by saying that they're just way too inexperienced. I get that they don't really have playoff experience on their team apart from like Steven Adams, but neither do the Timberwolves. So like the people picking Timberwolves in the series, like I can understand they have really good scorers like D'Lo, D'Lo, Edwards, and Cat, and you have Bev, who's like an instigator. He's gotten a lot of attention so far from this playing game. But I just think that the Grizzlies are overall the better team, and I'm a huge Taylor Jenkins fan. He's my coach of the year this season, so I'm gonna go Grizzlies in 6. I'm actually gonna hold off on these 2 games. I'm gonna go to the East now, and then we'll go to like the semifinals. So Miami, which is my favorite team, obviously the Heat. The Heat against the Atlanta Hawks or the Cavaliers. I'm gonna go Heat in 5. I think the Hawks will end up winning, but I've seen people pick the Hawks to win the series. And man, whatever floats your boat. Like if you want to pick the Hawks, you do you. But I think the Heat are gonna win the series, man. The Hawks have talent, but no John Collins is huge because John Collins is always the dude that goes off against the Heat. It's not Trae Young. We usually do a pretty solid job on Trae Young. I know in like 2019. It might have been 2020 actually. He had like a career high or something like that against us. But apart from that, we did a pretty good job on him. We do a pretty good job on him. So I think Heat in 5 is going to be the pick for me. And then we have one of the toughest series predictions for me, Toronto and Philly. I had gone Philly, in like a week ago. My mind was saying Philly, but I think I might change my mind because Toronto, there's something about Toronto that is very, very underrated, and it's their ability to guard Embiid and Harden, the amount of defenders they have, coaching. I think Philly's gonna implode, and I'm not a Philly fan. I'm not a fan of their team. I was never a fan of the trade with Harden. I thought they should have gotten like a CJ McCollum, but I didn't think the Harden and Embiid thing was gonna work. So I kind of got to stick by that now. I'm gonna go pick Toronto in 7. I think this is gonna be an extremely close series, but I'm gonna pick Toronto in 7. Then we have the Milwaukee Bucks and Chicago Bulls. I'm sorry, Bulls fans. Your team is just very fraudulent to me. Like, no disrespect, but like you guys probably agree. Like, you guys have not I don't know if you guys have beaten like any really good team this season so far. The Bucks are reigning champions. I gotta respect them. I'm gonna go Bucks in 5. Out of respect for DeMar and Zach, I think they can probably steal 1 game, but I think that's about it. So I'm gonna go Bucks in 5. And then we have the Celtics and the Brooklyn Nets, which is probably gonna be the best series of the whole first round. This series is going to be absolute box office, bro. You got Tatum, Brown, Kyrie, KD. It's going to be so good. The Celtics defense, obviously they're without Robert Williams, but I still think the Nets have a lot of flaws. Now, I know Ben Simmons might be back for like game 4 or whatever they said, but he hasn't even started playing 5-on-5 practices yet. So I don't know how likely that is. And I don't know how good he's going to look. I know his role is pretty much simplified. He just has to play that Draymond Green role, but I'm actually going to go with Boston in 6. Don't come at me, Nets fans. Your team has kind of been disappointed the whole season. I know you guys have had injuries, but the Celtics just look really, really good. Defensively, they're the best defense in the NBA. And they have the adequate offensive pieces like Tatum, Brown shooting around them. I'm not really a fan of a lot of their shooters, but they do have some guys like Derek White. I don't know if Neesmith's going to play, but Derek White, Grant Williams has been pretty good out of the corner. So I'm going to pick the Boston Celtics in this one. And let's go back to the West now. Phoenix and Utah. I got to go Phoenix in 5 again. I think Utah will probably win 1, but Phoenix is just too good for them. Too good. I don't even have to explain much. This is where Utah's season comes to an end for me. And then I'm going to go Warriors in 6, like I did for the first round with them. The Grizzlies will put up a fight for sure, but I'm going to go with Warriors in 6. Setting up a Phoenix Golden State Conference Finals matchup. I'm so excited if that happens. I'll be so excited to see that. Moving on to the East now, Miami versus Toronto. I like Toronto. Toronto has played as well this season. So I'm going to give them 2 games, but I think Miami will win the series in 6. Kyle Lowry versus his former team. I just think that the Heat, the Raptors do give up a lot of open threes, and unlike the Sixers, the Heat actually have a lot of perimeter shooting. They're the #1 3-point shooting team in the NBA. So I think they will make the Raptors pay on that end. I know the Raptors have personnel to guard Jimmy, Bam, Kyle, but I think that the others will be a big factor. Tyler Hero has looked really good. So I'm going to go with Heat in 6. And then we move on to Bucks versus Boston. This is going to be so interesting to me. And I think this is going 7 games. It's a toss-up. And I know Milwaukee is the defending champs, but it's something about the Celtics this year that I got to pick them. I do have to pick them in 7 games. Now, this could go either way. Like, if the Bucks win in 7, I would not be surprised. If the Bucks win in 6, I would not be surprised. But if this is like anything other than a 6 or 7 game series, I'm going to be shocked, because I think this is going to be one of the closest series off them all. So I'm going to go Boston in 7. That's my prediction. Now moving on to Phoenix versus Golden State. I'm going to go Phoenix in 6. I like Golden State a lot, but I just think Phoenix has been so dominant over the regular season. And they just look so good. And I think they will meet Miami in the finals. I have Miami beating Boston in 6 games, a rematch of the 2020 Eastern Conference Finals. You guys can call me a homer, but the Heat actually have a really good chance, in my opinion, to win the finals this year, or even make it to the finals this year. The 2-1 seeds matching up. I think this is going to be a really good finals matchup. You have CP3, you have Kyle, you have Jimmy, you have Devin Booker, you have Bam and Ayton, you have the X Factors and Mikal Bridges and Tyler Hero. It's going to be a really good finals matchup. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go with my team, the Miami Heat, in 6 games to win the finals, the championship. And my tiebreaker, or the point margin in game 1, will be 9. And that will be my picks. So leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. And let me know what your picks were, as well, what you guys agree and disagree with me. Like I said, man, you guys can call me a homer or biased or whatever, but do not tell me that it's stupid to pick a 1 seed to win the finals, because that's what the Heat are. And I know a lot of 1 seeds have not really, made it to the finals. A lot of the teams who have won championships in the past were not 1 seeds, but I just think that the Heat are the best team in the East this season. And I think they will show it this season, because they love to be counted out, and that's what they are being right now. So, yeah, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. Peace.